Wait. 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 All right. No, Libby. Libby, up. 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 Woo. Got them both going. Hey, everybody. Over the last couple weeks, you've seen that we've been making our way down the East Coast as part of our summer travels. Lincoln here, he's ready to move on to another site. And we're pretty much ready also. But we still have one last adventure we're going on, and that's what this week's all about. And maybe a little something about them for next week. So be ready. Here we go. Let's go, buddy.
We're motivated travelers, hearts set free, on the road together, just you and me. With every mile, our spirits soar. Motivated travelers, always craving more.
Where are we going, baby? Day trip.
Day trip. We are going to Hilton Head Island.
For about 24
And
miles, continue straight on.
Let me turn that down. She has a tendency to be loud and obnoxious. And you can see in the back, we've got our bikes. Yep, got our bikes loaded up. So we are going to ride our bikes around Hilton Head and just try to have a good old day.
Yeah, it's actually a day that it's not raining. So that's one of the things that we weren't really aware of before we decided to spend 3 weeks here in Yemisi, is it rains a lot in the summer. And not just rain, but it storms loud. Like, the thunder is so loud here. Our poor dogs.
Yeah, they're traumatized.
I feel so bad for them.
It's awful.
It's, you know, they're going to have PTSD after this trip.
No, that's for sure.
After this visit. But yeah, so it's not sunny out, but it is not supposed to rain today. So it's actually probably the best time to go bike riding. It's not going to be too hot. I think it's going to be in the high 80s.
Yeah, I think there's a high of 87 today.
Yeah. So looking forward to it. Hoping we'll get to ride on the beach a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, and I know we haven't really shown our bikes that much on here. I think we had a little bit in a video back from when we were in Moab. But we've got two bikes that are two e-bikes, I should say, that are from a company out in California called Espin, E-S-P-I-N. And I don't hardly see anybody with these bikes, this particular brand. I've not seen anybody
else with this brand of bike, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably a good thing. I mean, one, these were probably really high-end. They're expensive bikes. We got them a couple of years ago during COVID. And
we paid way too much for them.
Paid a whole lot for them, considering e-bikes weren't as big then as they are now, especially like in the RV world. Yeah. Everybody's got them, but these bikes are monsters, and I'll kind of show them to you when we get them unhooked or get to our
tires.
Big 4-inch fat tires. Like mine's 26-inch tires. Hers are 20-inch tires. They can just go through anything, and they're powerful.
Which is what we like because I mean we really. Yeah, we want to ride them on the road occasionally, but if we want to take them on trails and stuff, we don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
We rode them in
Wisconsin and
Michigan.
Yeah. Which that was really nice because we went through some terrain there.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, we were up in the trails in like the woods, and it came out on this cliff over Lake Michigan. It was really beautiful. But yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go to Hilton Head. We've not been there before, so we're kind of excited about that. And we've heard lots of people say that if you're going to go, take your bikes. They've got great bike trails, so we're excited about that.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
I'm always about trying to find, trying to try some food at different places. Like I said in the last video, words are hard, and it's a little bit early, so. Whatever.
Has struggles.
Yeah, I drive the struggle bus, so
English,
it's okay.
English doesn't
it avoids
suit you.
No,
it doesn't. Maybe you need to try a different language.
Okay.
Engine roar, sun's blazing high, rolling steel under sky so wide. Chevy groans, blacktop screams. Miles and thoughts chasing dreams. Gas station coffee still and cold. Maps dog-eared edges start to fold. Endless highway stretching far.
Riding our e-bikes, to the beach we go. Feeling the ocean, sunsets afterglow. Wheels on the sand, rolling with the tide. Laughing in the breeze, under skies so white. E-bikes and waves, fun all day long. In the beach we stay, singing our song. Waves crashing near, salt on our skin. Living in the moment, let the day begin. Circles of sin, but we ride on the shore. Hearts racing wild, always wanting more. Golden sunsets, lights up the night. E-bikes and stars, everything feels right.
Matt's up there ordering our food.
What's up, everybody? So we stopped at a place called Coco's.
Coco's on the beach.
Coco's on the beach. Got us a nice little big pretzels that we're already devouring. But I got the steak and cheese.
Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak, yeah. And Stacy got a grilled chicken sandwich. Let me show you real quick while I'm covering the camera.
Nothing special. Just some beach food.
Just some beach food.
Drinks are really good though.
But the drinks, y'all, what? Needless to say, we've already done damage to the drinks. And I'm having to eat this pretzel just so I can walk around inside. Right? We rode our bikes here. We're in Hilton Head. That's good stuff.
It's beautiful. The sun's not out. It's overcast, but it's nice. The breeze is nice. It's not too hot. The bugs,
It's not
but
bad.
nothing that bug spray. Bug spray. Yeah.
Coco's on the beach.
So this is the outside of Coco's on the beach, and this is where we ate and had a couple drinks. And that's also why Matt's getting the bikes ready, but I'm sitting on the bench. Because I'm going to ride in the sand again. And I need a few minutes. I need to just sit here for a second.
Is that drink strong today?
Their drinks are strong, and they're so good. Oh my gosh, mine tasted like a smoothie. It was amazing.
Look, she said she didn't think her drink had any alcohol in it until she stood up.
Isn't that the way it always goes, though? But when you're coming, this is a direct beach access, and they've got volleyball. And when you're coming off the beach, you have a place to wash off here before you go up into Coco's and get your drinks and your food. And if you stay at the Hilton, they've got their own private access to the beach over here.
They run little golf cart shuttles.
Yeah, there's people on little golf cart shuttles getting shuttled off here. So it's a great place to check out, and the food was actually surprisingly very, very good. So Coco's on the beach, Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Can't beat that.
Little dog life.
That's right.
Think I could get Liddy to do that?
Probably not.
Lincoln definitely could not. He'd just jump in. Go bike riding in Hilton Head, she said.
It'll be a nice fun ride, they said. Hot.
No, it wasn't hot riding.
No.
Because the breeze was good.
The riding around was great. Nice breeze. But the moment you stopped,
it didn't matter how many shops you went to.
Soaked.
Yeah, and then loading them up and...
Yeah, and that's not that bad. It took us not even 10 minutes to load them up.
This AC feels good though.
The key to a good day of bike riding is start the AC when you get back to the vehicle while you're loading up. So when you get in, it's like an ice box.
And it is. It is so cold.
That and have a nice big thing of hydro jug, ice cold water waiting on you.
Yes. Love our hydro jugs.
I can't beat it. I'm tapped out.
I'm tapped out too. Catch y'all later.
2 days later.
Good gravy.
Trying a little bit different
View?
view for this recording.
Camera view?
Camera view, yeah. Hello, fellow travelers.
Hello.
We are on our way to Savannah, and not for pleasure.
Well, it's a Monday.
It's a Monday, and this happens to be a week where Stacy, she still has to travel for work, aka Motor Mom, aka my baby.
AKA GG to my baby.
That's right. She has to travel for work, so even though we're on the road full time, sometimes we have to coordinate getting to the closest big airport to get her to where she needs to be at. And this time around, Savannah's the closest one.
Yeah, and I'm only flying to Atlanta. I have to go to one of our facilities in McDonough, Georgia. So it's not that far. I mean, it's a straight shot, quick flight. I'll be there for a couple nights. But my job requires me to travel about 25% of the time. So, you know, it's about 1 week out of a month that I'll have to go for a few days, which isn't bad.
Regardless of where we're at, we try to find, got to find an airport and get there. So in a case like this, we're about 45-ish minutes away. And
it's really rare for me to be going to a facility that's close to where we're at.
Yeah, literally
so
taking you to an
airport.
airport.
About that.
Literally taking you to an airport that's in the same state as
that
where
I'm
you got to be at.
Yeah, which is really rare. So
I think this might be the first time actually.
Yeah, usually I'm flying, you know, someplace a few states over or something. I don't know.
So
but, yeah,
we just wanted to spend a few minutes and chit chat. You know, we watch a lot of other YouTube channels and people who travel full time in their RV or you know, majority of the time, and really haven't seen anyone else that has a job where they still have to have other travels for their actual job. So kind of wanted to put some of this out there just so you can kind of get a little bit more of that insight into our world, because sometimes you'll just see me and she'll be MIA and it's because she's working.
I need to do better about recording where I'm at and what I'm doing when I'm not with you. Because sometimes I might be at a cool place or something, or having dinner with some of my coworkers at a cool spot, or I don't know, something like that. But it's really difficult for me to travel. It's getting more difficult the older I get to be away from Matt and the dogs, and let's get real, from my mattress. I do not sleep when I have to stay in hotels. I just don't, and I can't sleep. I like my bed. I like my personal heater over here, and
I bring the heat.
There's just a comfort and a peace in being in your own bed. You know, everybody's
and you all know that. You know, everybody's got their happy spot. When you're at home and your head hits your pillow and your mattress at night, your body does that. That's the same thing for us, especially now that we got our new mattress from
Brooklyn Bedding.
And not only that, we kind of splurged a little bit,
a lot,
and got the Betty's sheet set up.
That would be a really good little insert right here.
Yep, I'll do that.
So thanks, Matt, for doing that while I was on the road.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is just something that we don't really talk about. So I do travel for work, and it is what it is. But like I said, the older I get, the harder it is for me to leave and be gone for a few days because I don't sleep.
Yeah. Initially, we kind of thought when we had a smaller rig, we would drive to, and we did this a couple of times. We drove to the location where she had to travel to, and we stayed at a campground around, within maybe 30 minutes or so of where she had to be at from a facility standpoint, and it allowed us to be able to kind of make those work trips together. Which there still may be times when we do that, and you know, we kind of get to visit places. So, like, for example, the first time we went to Charleston last year in the fall, I think it was.
Yep. My work trip.
We went from Florida to Charleston, and she had to work in Charleston around that area. Did her work thing during the day.
And then Michigan too.
And then we also did it in Michigan. And we did it once for me when I was at my job. We went to Wisconsin because my home office was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So we kind of tried to do some of that. And the benefit for us being able to do some of that is, one, it's cheaper for the company paying for airports and hotels and rental cars and all that.
To just pay mileage.
Just to pay mileage. And then from a mileage, we can basically pay for our campground. So, yeah, we're putting in the time and, you know, the wear and tear, things of that nature, making the trip, but it was totally worth it because
we'd be on the road regardless.
We would have been on the road either way, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So there'll be times where, you know, we might actually hit a destination simply because it's someplace we haven't been that she needs to be at for work, and we're like, okay, let's just go.
If it works out time-wise.
Right, if it works out.
A lot of times I may not know where I'm going until a couple of weeks ahead of time, and then, you know, it's kind of a crunch, and so.
Yeah, trying to find a place, the campgrounds. Everybody knows if you're looking for campgrounds last minute, that can be like worst case scenario for some things. And I don't know if you all are picking up on any of this shaking, but man, these roads on this, what we're
95.
on right now, 95 are really, really bad. Yeah, we're driving from Yemassee to Savannah, just to kind of give you an idea. Yemassee, South Carolina to Savannah, Georgia. Which we've already been to Savannah. You've already seen that footage. And, you know, we had a fun time there, but like I said, this is literally go, drop her off, and then we turn around and get right back. So let me ask you this, though, Stace, since we're talking about you traveling. Now, just to keep in mind, she used to travel a whole lot more, like almost 100%. Like 80% of the time was like traveling. Yeah,
it was horrible. I was a weekend wife.
She was for sure.
It didn't last but a year.
Yeah. But what I was going to ask was, you know, being that now that we've got this lifestyle kind of locked in of being remote and we're on the road full time, you still having to travel.
Right.
Do you have any regrets with doing it this way versus us still being in the sticks and bricks and you having to go and travel and, you know, be on the road for work versus us being in all these different locations when sometimes you have to go to work?
No, it's actually, honestly, it's the same. There's no difference. I mean, I'm going, I've got to be in an airport regardless. So when we lived in our sticks and bricks, our local airport was about 45 minutes away.
Yep.
So honestly, wherever we're at, we're usually within an hour to a major airport anyhow. I think the furthest away was when we were staying in Florida and I had to go to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And I think that was like an hour and 20 minutes away. Yeah. So, but no, I mean, I wouldn't go back to sticks and bricks regardless of the work travel or anything else right now. I'm really, really enjoying this full-time RV life, and I feel like there's just so much more for us to see and do. The only thing that that ever gives me pause or a little regret is when I miss my grandkids and my kids.
Yep.
That's it. Because they're, you know, our whole world, and I feel selfish a lot of the time for being out on the road instead of being where they're at. But that's
us. We fight that, and I can imagine that a lot of grandparents and or parents that if you're living full time on the road, that you kind of fight some of that also.
Yeah.
You know, we're so hands on and involved in our kids and grandkids' lives that us pulling it back and doing this essentially for us, even though we know we're enjoying this, and we say we want them to see that you're never, you know, too old or whatever your kind of some of your hiccups are, that you can still get out there and do your thing. You know, we still miss them like crazy. You know, we send them postcards every week. I got them literally right here to mail postcards where we're at. We send them little separate videos that we do, so that's different. That's the only kind of drawback for us. But as far as going back to your work piece, for me, it's no different either, because I'm going to be doing the same thing where I'm at before when I was still working.
Yeah.
I'm working, and like right now, it's still looking for a job, and then taking care of the dogs, and you know, taking care of the rig, doing whatever it is, maintenance-wise, that might pop up, because there's always something, always. But it doesn't really. None of those things change how we feel about wanting to live this lifestyle.
No.
And that's anyone out there that has jobs where you may have to travel for your job, but you're looking at or thinking about doing this. This is why we kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit, because it's still worth it. You know, you're still out in other places. Your scenery is still different. You're still getting to meet people, unique, different, you know, from your lifestyle or from what you're used to. Different personalities, and it's still the same. So like we're talking about, it's the same but different. So
and then the other perspective of it is too is, you know, I've gotta be in the mindset that I'm just extremely fortunate that I have a job that allows me to live this lifestyle. You know, that I can work remotely, that I can still travel and do the things that I need to do for my job. But also, you know, it gives me an opportunity to go to different parts of the country that maybe we haven't taken the rig yet, and determine whether or not we might want to make a trip out there. You know, is it worth putting that on our little to-do list?
Well, kind of like you went to Pennsylvania, someplace in Pennsylvania, and we talked about that, and that's someplace we haven't been yet. That I think next year, this time maybe, we might try to make. Northeast will be where we spend some time. So
there's some pretty parts of New Jersey and PA that I've been to that I think that you would like. I really want to get them up to the Pac Northwest. That was probably one of my favorite places that I've been with work, and I had to go up there a lot when I was like full-time traveling. So
yeah, I can't wait to get up there, because those, you know, what is it, Olympic National Park and Mount Rainier, all those just hit different when you see them in pictures and things. And I can't imagine seeing the grandness of those compared to like what we've already seen out west, because they're so much bigger. You know, plus the green and everything else.
The trees, everything's different.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, again, we just wanted to share a little bit of what we got going on today. Hope everybody's doing good, and we will catch you all out on the road.
Have a good week.
Next week, we're going to show you all the steps we take to protect our dogs while traveling.